Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Afifah Fauziah from PBIB class. And now I will explain about Psycholinguistics Assignment with the topic Language Production in the View of Psycholinguistic Theory. Based on the material I understand, stages the mind goes through to produce speech are three. The first is conceptualization. On this stage, the mind forms an idea or intention to be conveyed. This is where we decide what we want to say by formulating the idea in our mind. And the second, formulation. Once the idea is formed, the mind selects the words and structures the sentence to express the idea. In this stage, we choose the best way to communicate our idea using the correct vocabulary and sentence structure. And the final stage is articulation, where the formulated idea is turned into actual speech. Here, speech organs like the mouth, tongue, and vocal cords work together to produce the sounds and sentences we have planned. So, there are three main stages in producing speech: conceptualization, formulation, and articulation. In order for humans to speak, they need to go through a process called conceptualization. This means that before someone speaks, they first think about the idea or meaning they want to express. After that, they choose the words and the best way to convey the idea. According to Warren, there are a few things to consider in this process. The first is deciding the situation they want to talk about. The second, knowing the facts about the situation. And the third, emphasizing the important parts of the message to be delivered. By considering these factors, a person can express their idea or message clearly and in a way that others can easily understand. I agree that conceptualization requires semantic knowledge because conceptualization in the initial stage in language production, where ideas or intentions are formulated in the mind before speaking. To carry out this process, we need to understand the meaning of the concepts or ideas we wish to convey. Semantic knowledge helps us comprehend and organize the meaning of words, allowing us to form a clear and meaningful message before we begin to speak. Without this knowledge, it would be difficult to determine the exact meaning of what we want to express. The function of semantic knowledge for conceptualization is to help us understand and organize the meaning of words and concepts, enabling us to form clear ideas before we speak. Semantic knowledge allows us to connect words with their meanings, ensuring that the message we intend to convey is accurate and comprehensible. For example, when we want to describe a dog, our semantic knowledge helps us recognize that the word dog refers to a specific animal, and we can then use this understanding to form a meaningful sentence like "a dog is running." Without semantic knowledge, we might struggle to find the correct word or misunderstand its meaning, which could lead to unclear or incorrect communication. Semantical macro-planning and semantical micro-planning are two types of semantic planning in the speech process. Semantical macro-planning, this refers to the action of a speaker to determine what types of speech acts can be used to express concepts in his mind effectively. A speech act means an action chosen by someone to express a message, whether by asking, requesting, explaining, and complying. For example, when explaining climate change, macroplanning determines that an explanation is the best way to convey the concept, and semantical microplanning is an action taken by a speaker in determining and using the type of speech act used to communicate messages in his mind and which facts will be used as the main focus to be highlighted so that they can be conveyed to the other party. And for example, in explaining climate change, microplanning selects words like global warming and emphasizes facts like rising temperatures. Conceptualization in the brain primarily occurs in Wernicke's area. This part of the brain is responsible for language processing, including conceptualization and formulation. According to the text, Wernicke's area starts pre-linguistic activities, which involve determining concepts and selecting appropriate words and sentence structures. These conceptualized those are then passed to broadcast area for articulation and speech production. Wernicke's area is responsible for processing language and managing the early stages of linguistic tasks, like understanding concepts and formulating sentences. For example, when someone is trying to speak, Wernicke's area helps in choosing the right words to express the idea. Broadcast area. Once conceptualization is done in Wernicke's area, broadcast area takes over to manage speech production. It controls the motor function required to articulate the formulate sentences. For instance, when you verbally explain a complex idea, broadcast area helps coordinate the muscles necessary for speech. And angular chaos. This area plays a role in language comprehension and integrating different language functions, as mentioned in the image. It's involved in receiving and processing the final language product, ensuring that the message is comprehensible. So, Wernicke's area is the central hub for conceptualization and language processing, and it works closely with broadcast area for producing coherent speech.